Good morning and namaste. Today let's start in a comfortable seat, anywhere on the mat. And if being propped up is accessible for you, you might take a blanket or a block, slide it underneath the pelvis and the sits bones. A little bit of a lift kit can create some comfort in the hips, allow the spine to be buoyant and long, which will free up the heart, the upper back, and the breath mechanism. And as we get situated into our comfortable seat, I invite you to close down your eyes. And I invite you to begin to connect with the breath. And as we connect with the breath, we're simply investigating its territory, noticing what muscles shift and expand as we breathe in, and what muscles shift and soften as we breathe out. Bring your full attention into the mechanism of the breath, the territory of the lungs, the territory of the ribs, the space along the seams of the body from the armpits to the hips, the space under the shoulder blades, space under the collarbone, and the sensation of the breath as it travels in and out of the nostrils, slow and steady. Full breaths in and full breaths out. As you continue to massage and lengthen out the breath, notice if there's any gripping or holding in the jawbone or the tongue. Notice if the tops of the shoulders are sneaking up into the ears. Notice if the belly has moved beyond support into restriction. Let there be a sense of ease. Good. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Interlace your fingers and make fists. Extend the arms as high as you can so that the arms are in alignment with the ears. The fists are gripping tight. The upper back muscles will wake up. Heavy the hips down into your props and down into the earth. Feel a lengthening and a spaciousness underneath the ribs, front and back and side to side. If those of you that are just joining us will go ahead and mute yourself, we're working off audio only today. We'll send you a video later in class. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Continue to squeeze the fists straight up and overhead. Arms are in alignment with the ears. And then see if you can start to pull the hands apart. They won't actually separate. We're just searching for that action of muscle wrapping over bones. So the upper back is active. The muscles that work down the seams from the hips to the armpits ignite. Continue to use the breath to explore internal spaciousness. We're here for 5 more breath cycles, slow and steady. Jawbone and tongue are soft, upper back is active. 3 more breath cycles. Finish your next inhale and exhale. Release the hands down into your lap and take a simple seated twist to the right. Both sits bones stay sturdy into the props and into the earth. Chin is parallel to the collarbone so that the back of the neck unfolds. Gently pull in and up through the belly, supporting the abdominals, supporting the rib cage. And then see if you can start to shift the breath into your upper back and your back body. We're here for 5 more breath cycles. Finish your next full inhale and exhale. Unravel from the seated twist. Take a breath in and out. Stay nice and sturdy as you drop your chin down to the chest. Feel that length along the spine. Notice a slight lift or tugging from the tail feathers up either side of the spine to the base of the neck. Option to gently roll the head and the neck from shoulder to shoulder. Think half circles. And then draw the head and neck back up to neutral. Lift the shoulders up to the ears, side body long. Stay long in the torso and drop the shoulders back down onto the ribs. Twice more, shoulders lift up to the ears, side body long. Maintain that length as you drop the shoulders down onto the ribs. One more full rotation here. Take another breath in and out, and then simple seated twist to the opposite side. Five more breath cycles, slow and steady. Finish your next breath cycle in and out. Unravel from the twist. Back body's upright. Drop the chin down to the chest. Take a breath. Option to roll the ears from shoulder to shoulder. Think half circles. Drawing the head and the neck back to neutral, 3 shoulder rolls. Tops of the shoulders lift up to the ears, and then roll down and back onto the spine. Really exaggerate this movement, creating some freedom here where the shoulder plates meet the ribs. Once you've finished, take the thumbs into the armpits. Think bird wings. Lifting the elbows to the height of the shoulders. So the thumbs are tucked into the armpits, the wrists are on the outside of the tissue here. I even give a little squeeze to the front wall of the armpit region where the armpits meet the pectoral muscles. The wrists are neutral and the elbows are at the height of the wrists and the shoulders. Do what you can to recruit the internal muscles and widen the upper back. Put another way, push the armpits towards the elbows, right and left. In my body, I feel like the shoulder blades lay firmly on the ribs. And again, we use the breath to carbonate the back body, as if the inhales could spread the backs of the ribs wide from the base of the kidneys to the base of the shoulder blades, and from the base of the shoulder blades fanning out into the armpit regions. Take about 5 more breath cycles here. Every inhale broadens the upper back, and every exhale softens muscle to bone. Shin is parallel with the earth as we work, no folds in the back of the neck. And a slight Jalandhara Bandha can be useful. Retract the chin back in space. Two more breath cycles, slow and steady. Interlace the fingers now in front of the heart. Send the palms away from the heart so we lean back into the root of the heart. The shoulder blades spread now. Feels like cat back, shoulders spread wide, upper body ribs spread wide, the armpits hollow out. You can lay the chin down onto the collarbone here. Recruit the abdominals to support the hammock of the spine. And use the breath to tease out the space between hip and armpit. We're here for 5 rounds of breath. Jawbone and tongue are soft. 2 more breath cycles. Finish your next breath in and out. Come back to a comfortable seat, releasing the hands into the legs. Sit up nice and tall on the spine, and then once more drop the chin down to the chest. Roll the right ear over to the right shoulder and pause, breathing into the side of the neck. Slide your left arm across the back, palm faces away from the body, bending at the elbow, lay the forearm across the back body. Let the jawbone go slack. 3 more breaths here into the left of the neck. Good. Unravel the arms, set the head back up to neutral, and then any creative movement that feels restorative here. Return to a neutral spine. Drop the chin back down to the chest. Roll the ear over to the left shoulder now. Right hand slides across the low back, bending at the elbow, palm faces away from the body. Let the jawbone go slack. And then breathe here into the side of the neck, 5 rounds. 2 more breath cycles, slow and steady. Unravel from the shape, adjust as necessary, and then we'll transition onto our backs. As you arrive onto your spine, we'll hug both knees into the heart. I like to cross at the ankles. This frees up the hip flexors by crossing at the ankles, flex the feet, let the knees spread wide here. Option to take hands to knees or hands to shins. I'd like the upper body to feel completely supported. And then take the legs and slowly rock them from side to side, creating a little freedom now in the lower body as you continue to smooth out the breath. Draw the legs to neutral, uncrossing from the ankles, zip the legs up. So we flex the feet, the ankles touch, the knees touch, the inner thighs hug together. And then hug the whole system into the heart. I like to interlace the fingers behind the backs of the thighs so that the shoulders and the upper back can be nice and heavy to the earth. Every exhale squeezes the thighs in a little bit more deeply for seed pose. And with the compression in the belly and the compression where the back body meets the earth, see if you might spread the breath now wide into the seams of the heart, the spaces from the armpits to the base of the ribs. Put another way, imagine we're flattened between 2 panes of glass and the space for the breath to expand exists right and left. We're here for 5 more breath cycles. Two more long breath cycles in and out. Meeting in bridge pose, plant the feet hip width apart. Draw the arms down by the side body. Start with palms on the earth. Gently press the palms into the mat so that you can lift the upper back and reset the heart. From here, we bend at the elbows so the backs of the arms root into the earth. The feet root into the earth, and we use this root energy to float the hips and the pelvis to a comfortable height. Notice if the chin is jutting up towards the earth. If so, slide the chin back towards the collarbone. This will lengthen the back of the neck. The majority of the weight should be in the feet and the upper body here. Five breath cycles, bridge pose. Jawbone and tongue are soft. Two more breath cycles. Rolling down the spine, option to pop up onto the toes, and then tip the pelvis towards the nose so we roll down through the upper back, the middle back, eventually the pelvis hits. Release the pelvis to neutral, drop the heels onto the earth, and then swipe the knees from left to right, windshield style. Feel that freedom in the hips, and notice the relationship that as the hips pivot from side to side, there's a little movement up the length of the spine. Full body stretch now, lengthen the legs down the earth. Draw the arms up and overhead, and again, interlace the fingers, palms face each other, and give the palms a little squeeze. The arms are in alignment with the ears, chin is parallel to the collarbone. Feet can be hip-width apart. So we press through the backs of the thumbs against the earth. See if you can press down through the shoulder blades into the earth. Heavy the hips, heavy the heels. Flex the feet as if you're standing on something solid. Think Tadasana energy. Everything is active. Spacious breath. We're here for 5 rounds. Heavy the heels, heavy the hips, heavy the shoulder blades, heavy the thumbs. 2 more breaths. On the exhale, hug your left knee into your heart, interlace the fingers around the left leg, gently squeezing it in. And this time, let's gently shift the leg to the outer ribs. So there's a slight hip opening element. Keep both shoulders even on the earth. Just enough abdominal support for the hips to stay parallel to the mat. And find spaciousness for the breath. Working with the concept of sukha and sthira, effort and ease. Three more breath cycles here. Drawing the left knee across the body for a spinal twist. If there's any tugging in your low back, hop the hips over to the left side of the sticky mat. Over time, both shoulders stay parallel onto the mat, and the gentle twist comes out of the belly region. Within the twist, I invite you to search for where can I expand in the breath. Is there space in the root of the heart? Is there space under the ribs? Is there space in the collarbones? Five more breath cycles. 2 more breath cycles, slow and steady. Using the legs and the abdominals to unravel from the twist, neutralize onto the mat. And we return to a full body stretch. Interlace the fingers over the crown of the head, palms come to touch. Lengthen the legs, feet flex. Heavy the backs of the thumbs, heavy the shoulders, heavy the hips and the heels. Flex the feet. Observe the breath. Five rounds here. Find that sweet spot between sukha and sthira, effort and ease. Hug the right knee into the heart now. Interlace the fingers behind the leg, gently drawing the thigh outside the rib cage. Both shoulders stay heavy to the earth. Explore spaciousness for the breath. Notice if the chin is jutting up to the heavens, draw it back towards the collarbone, removing all the folds from the back of the neck. We're here for 5 rounds of breath. Two more breath cycles, slow and steady. And spinal twist, peel the right leg across the body. Right shoulder stays on the earth. If there's any tugging in the back, hop the hips over to the right. Within the twist, investigate where is there spaciousness for the breath. Five more rounds here. Two more breath cycles, slow and steady. Using the legs and the abdominals to unravel from the twist, teepee pose. Walk the feet as wide as the sticky mat, let the knees knock together. Draw the arms out by your sides in any shape. Let the upper back be heavy. Knees knock together to free up the hips. Draw your awareness into the back body. Notice where the natural curvature of the spine inhabits. Notice where freedom of the breath inhabits. 3 more breath cycles. Meeting in a full body stretch once again, we interlace the fingers, palms face each other. Give the hands a little squeeze as you lengthen the legs, as well heavy the heels, heavy the hips, heavy the shoulder blades. Recruit the abdominals and see if you can heavy the entire torso down into the mat. Front body is actively rooting the back body into the earth. We're here for 5. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, and release. Arms back down towards the sides. Bridge pose once again. Set the feet hip width apart. Backs of the arms root down into the mat as we bend the elbows. Take the folds out of the root of the neck. Root through the backs of the arms and the feet to lift the pelvis to a comfortable height. Find spaciousness for the breath. We're here for 5 rounds. Two more breath cycles. On the exhale, release the hips. Once again, hug the left knee into the heart. Extend the right leg down the sticky mat. Hamstring stretch. Begin to extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. Interlace the fingers behind the left leg or use a strap around the foot. Find extension from hip to heel. Spread the toes wide. This wraps muscle over bone. And then slowly coax the shin bone closer to the crown. Every exhale offers us a bit more space in the stretch. Shoulders are heavy to the earth. Head is supported. Breath is spacious. Three more breath cycles, slow and steady. Point out through the left toes and at a glacial pace, slowly lower the entire length of the left leg down to the earth. Once you arrive, wiggle out the ankles, feel some freedom in the hips. And then we'll switch sides. Hug the right knee into the heart. Interlace the fingers across the back of the thigh as we start to extend the right leg up to the heavens. Spread the toes wide, firing up muscle over bone. And start to coax the shin bone closer to the crown as we explore spaciousness in the breath. Jawbone and tongue are soft. 3 more full breath cycles. And then hands free at a glacial pace, point out through the right toes. Long legs, slowly lower it all the way down the length of the sticky mat. Once you arrive, wiggle out the ankles, feel some freedom in the pelvis. Take a big breath in and a sighing breath out. Hug both knees back into the heart now. Stir the pot, draw the knees around in a circle as a unit, one direction, massaging the back body. And then go in the opposite direction, again, massaging the back body. Making our way to seated, option to rock and roll up to seated, massaging the back body as you rock the toes behind you, rock the toes in front of you, or simply roll over onto one side. Use the power of your arms to press upright. We'll meet in Baddha Konasana, bound angle. The feet come to touch in front of the pelvis, knees open like bookends. And again, if sitting upright is at all challenging, feel free to sit up on a block or a blanket for a little lift kit. Once you arrive, draw the big toe mounds of the feet away from each other. This should create a bit more freedom in the ankles, in the knees, and then in the hips. And if there's any pinching in the joints, slide the feet a little further away from the physical body. Once you arrive, sit up nice and tall in the spine, and then hinging from the hips, slowly forward fold to a comfortable level. Pause when you hit the first round of tension or restriction. Make sure to recruit the abdominals to support the back body. And then after a few more exhales and breath of time, you might find going a bit more deeply is malaccessible. Draw the chin parallel to the collarbone, removing the folds in the neck. And try to recruit the breath into the back body spaces. Can I spread the shoulder blades as I breathe in? Can I free up the spaces at the base of the ribs? We're here for about 8 more breaths of time, slow and steady. Two more long breaths of time here. And then slowly work your way back upright. Seated, slide the hands behind you. Put the flats of the feet on the mat as wide as the sticky mat. We windshield wiper the knees again from side to side. Fingers can face any direction, whatever feels good for the wrists and the shoulders. Do root powerfully through the hands so that as we rock the knees from side to side, there's a gentle twist and we feel the upper back and the shoulders are active here. About 3 more passes each direction. Take your time. And then come back upright to seated. Dandasana, staff pose. Extend the legs down the length of the sticky mat. Find a comfortable seat. Use props where necessary. Feet can be at any width here. I'm choosing ankles at the width of the hips. Do flex the feet. And then draw the arms up and overhead. Interlace the fingers, palms squeeze together. Notice the upper back wakes up and floats out of the pelvis. Heavy the sits bones here to create an oppositional force that will lengthen the middle body. Continue to squeeze the palms as if you could pull the arms apart. Flex the feet, heavy the heels. We're here for 4 more breaths. Upper back is bright. Keep the relationship between the arms and the ears, the heart and the hips. Nice long spine. Start to hinge from the hips. Think forward fold. We only go halfway here. Heavy the backs of the legs. Draw in through the navel. Keep squeezing at the arms. The upper back is long. When you've hit the limit of how far you can go actively, then drop the arms to the earth, but don't fold any further forward. Keep this active relationship along the legs as they root to the earth. The spine as long as the heart is in relationship with the hips and the head is in relationship with the heart. We're here for 5 more breath cycles in strength and in length. Find the sweet spot between the effort and the ease. 3 more breath cycles. Finish your next breath in and out. Slink back up to seated. And then cross at the ankles for Sukhasana, easy pose, right where we started. Option to use props here. Lay the hands comfortably against the legs or the earth. And close down the eyes. Draw all of your attention into the back body, the length of the spine, from the hips to the heart, and from the heart to the crown. Receptive to the spaciousness behind us. Receptive to the spaciousness under the shoulder blades. Receptive to the spaciousness from the armpits to the hips. Use the breath to brighten from the insides out. We're here for about 30 more seconds, using the breath to brighten from the inside out. Three more breath cycles, slow and steady. Take the biggest breath of the moment. Hold on full. Sip, sip, sip in more energy and air and sigh it out. Inhale all the way to full. Hold on full. Sip, sip, sip in more energy and air and sigh it out. Once more, inhale all the way to full. Hold on full. And then sip, sip, sip in more energy and air. And sigh it out. Notice what's vibrating. Notice physical sensations like heat, heartbeat, pulse, or tingling. Notice spaciousness, softening. What feels luscious and open. Notice density, muscle and bone. What feels rooted and present. And then draw your attention deep into the heart, beyond the physical spaces of the heart, and into the emotional landscape. And consider the question, where might I find more balance between effort and ease? Where might I find a greater balance between effort and ease? Let this anchor our 2-minute meditation. Where might I find balance between effort and ease? Meditation begins now. Where might I find greater balance between effort and ease? One more minute. Take a gentle breath in and out, honoring any insight or vision that bubbled up for you. Draw the hands to touch in prayer at the heart center, Anjali Mudra. Connecting the energies of the right and the left. The energies that are full of effort and the energies that are full of ease. Commingling here at the level of the heart. Let this be our guided meditation for the remainder of the day, an anchor. Where might I find greater balance between effort and ease? Let's seal in this practice with the sound of 3 ohms. Take a breath in and out. And then inhale to chant. Peace to you and yours and the company you keep. Blessed be. Namaste. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed practice. Have a blissful day. Peace to you and yours.